Cashflow Diary Podcast, episode 49.
Congratulations, you showed up. Give yourself a high five in celebration of your success. Welcome to the Cashflow Diary, where new and experienced investors come to take confident action towards their goals. Your host is a family man, a real estate entrepreneur, investor, coach, and instructor. As a master facilitator of Robert Kiyosaki's Cashflow 101 game, he's inspired many to begin their journey into creating cash flow for themselves and their family. And now, here he is to offer you the tools required to earn the income desired. Your cash flow coach, Jay Massey.
Hello and welcome. Another episode of the Cashflow Diary podcast. I am glad that you are here. Here's what we're going to do today. Many of you know that as you go out there trying to prepare and become that real estate investor, when you go out there and you're trying to build your own stream of cash flow, one of the things that you must do is you actually must buy property. And if you've ever purchased even one piece of property, or if you've ever tried to do wholesaling, if you've ever tried to do any of the things that real estate requires, you know it doesn't take too long before you get disorganized. So we're going to talk a little bit about organization today, and most importantly, give you a very special tool from a very special person that has the ability to help you do those things more effectively and more efficiently. Again, as a matter of a reminder, however, if this is your first time joining us, feel free to go over to learninvestingnow.com, get your free e-course, learn how to be a wholesaler, i.e., how do you buy and sell property using none of your own money or credit. We're going to show you full of videos, full of an ebook, and it's not really just an ebook. It's more of a manual in the sense that it directs you through step by step what it is that you need to get done. So go over to learninvestingnow.com. Make sure that you put your name and email address inside the box. You'll go ahead and get the course immediately. That way you can begin to get started. Here's why I think today's topic is important. For me, this is what happened. The first time I did a transaction, I got so excited I wanted to do more. And I can remember the first transaction. It wasn't that, long ago for me. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But that was June 18th, 2008. June 18th, 2008. I remember it quite well. And 3 weeks after that, I did 11 more. And then a few short more weeks after that, I did more, and I kept doing more, and I kept doing more, and it didn't take me too long before I had a paperwork and tracking issue because I couldn't keep up with all of the activity that I was creating between doing wholesaling and keeping the paperwork straight and making sure the right escrows and the escrow amount and all. It was a unique experience that I highly recommend for all of you, for sure. And I didn't know what I didn't know about time management and keeping things in check, but we have a person here with us today who's going to help you do that. So make sure that you are ready to understand how to even use technology to help you grow your cash flow. And listen and join me in welcoming Mr. Marc Paul. Marc, are you there?
Oh, yes, I am. Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, well, it's lots of fun. You're the one who keeps everything on time and in check. So come on out here. Give us a little bit of an understanding about who you are, and how on earth did you get decided to start making, tools for real estate investors that could help us keep track of stuff?
Yeah, great question, Jay. Yes, my name is Marc. I own a mobile development company called NextGen Mod. But really, my passion is truly around organizing and using technology to help us organize. And really, Jay, it's pretty simple. The way it happened, the very first time, I felt I needed a checklist or a to-do list. It was when I had my first baby, my first daughter, Cleo, and it was funny. What happened is I didn't know how to take care of a baby, and I've worked in corporate world for many years, and we've always used systems and software and organizers to keep our tasks going in a big corporate company. But at home, we always had a checklist to go grocery shopping. But when it came to a baby, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do. So one day I took Cleo out with me to the park, and I put everything I thought I needed to have in the diaper bag. And I had the milk bottle, the blanket, the sippy cups, and I took her out. It was a wonderful afternoon. And would you know it, I started smelling something. And
babies do that.
I said, well, you know what? Let me check my bag. Let's look in his diaper bag and get the diaper and just clean her up. And there was no diapers. And
Nice.
and my hands were really dirty. And from that moment on, I just thought to myself, why did I not remember that I had to pack a diaper? And I just thought, you know what? I always have my phone with me. Well, maybe if I had a checklist, it would have been I could have just checked my phone and known. And at that moment, I realized that the power of being organized for any aspect of your life, especially real estate, but in every aspect of your life, that having a plan, having an organizational tool will help you become really successful. And one of the experience has driven me to actually create my very first app, which was Baby Pack and Go, which was an app to help parents deal with packing a diaper bag when they took their kids out. So it was very successful, and that led me to building other apps for real estate and other types of businesses and so forth. But that's where I started.
That's absolutely awesome, because how many times we're we're always in the situation, necessity is the mother of invention. That's what you just heard. I mean, in that situation, and who can't, I know I can relate. I've got 4 children. I'm on my 4th one, and my son, the other day, I went out with him and a friend and my oldest daughter. So it's me, a friend, and my oldest daughter, and I still forgot to put diapers in the diaper bag. And it's just so funny that he's like, yeah, I got a solution. I'll go and create an app, and because yes, who doesn't leave the house without their phone these days? I mean, you leave the house without your phone, you turn around, you go back, you pick it up because you feel like you're missing something. But it's okay to leave without diapers because you don't feel like you're missing something there. But leaving without your phone, that's just amazing. That is just amazing.
Exactly, Jay. And people have calendars on their walls, or they have paper pads to take notes, or they have a computer spreadsheet at home that they keep organized. But really, you don't walk around with those things. You don't carry. You might forget to bring your paper and pad, but you won't forget your mobile device. And that's one of the areas that we really feel that we can provide tools, effective tools, and we do provide effective tools for entrepreneurs as well to make their business lives more successful and more in control. Really giving people the control back. So that's basically what we're really striving for.
Got it. So if you can give me an idea of some of the areas that NextGen Mobile begins to touch in. So with some of these applications, you mentioned clearly, I think we have every parent right now searching for the Baby Pack and Go because they've all forgotten all of that. But what are some of the other areas that you guys have actually managed to design, checklists or helpful tools for people?
Yeah, so good question, Jay. And primarily our business is really to work with, we focus on the entrepreneur, the individual, and the entrepreneurs that we focus on with have specific businesses or specific workflows or specific ways of doing things. And we create custom applications for people. So, for example, you have a real estate business and you have 5 team members and you purchase apartment buildings versus single-family homes. We can help customize an application that's going to fulfill your challenges, your organizational challenges in your business. And that's where we focus. And one of the things you mentioned earlier was about the true value organization. It's think about what you said. You said you started with one single family, one real estate property, and 3 months later you had multiple. I believe you said 11. Was that within 3 months? Is
right.
What you said?
It was 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks later, yes. And then the accumulation and all the paperwork and everything that needs to happen becomes overwhelming. And this is what we found over and over again with entrepreneurs is that as their business starts growing, especially real estate investors, because there's there's a lot of money to be made in real estate, and before you know it, you're cashing these big checks, and you want to buy more, and you want to accumulate. But unless you have a clear organizational plan in place and a system to manage your growth of your business, pretty soon you're going to feel overwhelmed and out of control. And what probably your greatest asset that you're going to be losing is your time, because the amount of energy you're going to put into place to try to fix problems is going to be out of control. So one of the things we want to do is to alleviate that from folks. We want to help them basically take control back of their lives, and we truly have the tools in place to help them do so. And for example, let's just say, we're going to go purchase. You're an investor. You're going up from single-family homes, and you've done the duplexes. Now you're going for these larger multi-unit apartment buildings, and you've done your due diligence. You've done a lot of market analysis, and you've looked at lots of different areas, and finally you found a property that is going to make it happen. And so you write your letter of intent. The seller accepts it, and they sign it, and you're ready to go, right? What happens next? What are all the steps that have to happen to complete the deal? This is I really truly believe it's just the beginning of your work here. There's going to have to be financial due diligence. You're going to have to go through a checklist and figure out what's the balance sheet of the property, what are profit loss statements. You're going to have to look at tenant security deposits, and it goes on and on and on. Then there's going to be physical due diligence on the property. You have to do walkthroughs with the property inspector. You have to check for termites, and you have to check for asbestos. It goes on and on and on. And your legal due diligence, you're going to have to do that as well. Do title reports, making sure there's no liens. Are there building permits that are outstanding for this property? Parking requirements, and that can go on and on and on as well. So what we want to do is work with people and understand all of these tasks, these activities that are important part of their business, and we find a way to systemize it using mobile technology. And what the mobile technology allows them to do, allows them to create a system and a plan. So by doing that, by having a system and a plan, one, probably the most important thing is what needs to be done. Those are all your tasks.
Right.
2, who needs to do it? And 3, when does that have to be done? Because, we all know when you purchase a property, there's a finite amount of time when you're in contract to when you're in escrow to when you actually fulfill the deal. So within that time frame, there are many, many tasks that need to go along. So how do you manage that the most effective way possible? How do you keep everybody into the loop? And how do you communicate more effectively? And there are many ways of doing that today, but what's the most effective way? And we believe that mobile technology really can help people get that way more effectively.
Totally understood. I can remember when I was getting the back to that first transaction again. I remember working so diligently just to get the seller to say yes, and then get the paperwork and all that stuff. And then after the seller had signed the documents, I was like, okay, now what? And I had no idea what I was supposed to do next. And my friends were saying, okay, cool, open escrow. I'm like, all right, what's escrow? How do you open that? I know how to open a book. Where do I find this escrow, and how do I open it and navigate all the way through that? And you're so right. There are so many different things that are required just to go through the process and get all the way to what is called closing, so that you have the ability to actually, maintain control and earn an income from the property or from whatever it is that you're going to do to it. And one of the most important things to think about in this particular case is to understand that you got to have a plan. You've heard me say it before. I say it again. Before you go in, know how you're going to get out. And most importantly, understand that so long as your property and your plan match your investor identity, you have a good shot at actually going out there and doing some really, really good business. All right. Just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. Yes, we are still going to do one more cash flow question. Yeah, I know. Want to make sure that we get the last or few done before the book actually comes out. I know, but we'll probably still do it after the book comes out too. Don't worry. Anyway, the cash flow question from last time was, of the following four resources, knowledge, time, money, or credit, which does wholesaling use the most? Wholesaling uses the most, in my opinion, time. Made you wait for that one. Well, the challenge, though, understand this. While it takes the most time and effort, you must first apply your time and effort into understanding the knowledge of how to create value. So it's not like they're mutually exclusive, but it does take a significant amount of time. But once you get your rhythm going, it's pretty awesome. For those of you who are wanting to catch up with me and a few other really sharp individuals like Ken McElroy and Peter Schiff and the Real Estate Guys, another great podcast inside of iTunes, we're going to all be at the Summit at Sea in a few weeks. Go to cashflowdiary.com/summit at sea. I'll be there talking a little bit about wholesaling, definitely about multifamily, raising capital, all types of things. If you wanted to ever catch up, now would be a great time to do that. Now, for those of you listening for the first time, you're wondering, what is this cash flow question? Well, what you do is you send in an answer to 800-689-1764 or cashflowquestion@cashflowdiary.com. An answer to the question. What do you win? You win a copy of the upcoming book, Cashflow Diary, by myself, truly, where I go through the entire business model that I have created and have available. Key things to understand that it focuses on creative acquisitions, i.e. how to buy real estate using no money or credit of your own, and also how to hold real estate, because that's definitely something that we do, and we develop, redevelop, and raising capital. All these types of subjects are covered. I give you some of my best tips, tricks, and I share with you the story on how it all came to be inside the book. It'll be out really soon. Now, the question for this time. Very simple. What is the definition of loss to lease? What is the definition of loss to lease? You can win this one. All you got to do is look it up. It's not that difficult. Send in your answer to 800-689-1764, 800-689-1764, or cashflowquestion@cashflowdiary.com. Let's get back to the interview. There's a good way to keep track of what needs to be done. And one of the things that's really important that Marc just shared with you is the concept of delegation. Because as a real estate investor and as someone building wealth, you know, because you've heard it said many times, that wealth is a team sport. And you need to keep track of who did you assign a task to? Who was supposed to do it? When were they supposed to have it done by? I can tell you these are all things that have plagued me at one time or another. And I'm hoping to share this with you to help you avoid some of the pitfalls of paperwork and detail that I went down and did not have access to and just didn't know. But, you know, once you get it all together, you can move forward faster. And that's how you can be able to acquire and sell, 60, 70, 80, 90 or more units a year or houses a year. And what the idea and the concepts of being organized is exactly what it takes to be able to execute efficiently. And when you can execute efficiently, you can earn a significant amount of money. What would you say, Marc? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I completely agree. And, there's, Jay, you're absolutely right. There are so many steps. And as an entrepreneur, you should make it your definite purpose to figure out what those steps are in any business that you go into, and really try to write them down on paper, outline them, and use them as your plan, as your goal, as your end means, your means to the end. And if you don't have them, then find someone else that's in the industry that you're in or in the business that you're in that are actually successful and are able to have that repeated success over and over again, and ask them to use their plan. Leverage them, leverage other mentors, leverage their systems.
Totally makes sense. Now, I'm just kind of curious. For most of us, I know one of the things that I know I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about is how can I better organize myself? I mean, if you looked at my office on any given day, you'd be like, wow, it's amazing he gets anything done. However, I think it takes a special individual to say, hey, not only am I going to organize myself, but I want to organize and help other people with this problem. Can you even give me an understanding of where that comes from?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And I think that you're right. There are some people that are by nature are organized, and some other people by nature are not.
Yeah,
And
yeah, we call ourselves organizationally challenged.
Exactly. It's not everybody's, specialty to be organized. However, if you're an entrepreneur and an investor and you want growth and success in your business and you do not want to become overwhelmed by your success, you're going to have to learn some way of keeping organized. And the team members that you're working with, it's okay if they're not organized, but they need to know what they are responsible for. And you, as a quarterback of your business, you need to be able to know what they need to do and when they need to do it. And the only way you're going to be able to have control over the information that you delegate to others is by knowing what needs to be done. So it's okay if the other folks are not organized, just as long as they do what they're good at. They're on your team, so I'm expecting that they're good at something. So whatever that task is that they're really good at, it is your job as the entrepreneur, as the future successful person that you're going to be. It's your job to make sure that they know what to do, and you need to have some type of system in place to allow you to do so.
Got it. So let me ask you this then. Say I'm the guy that's just now getting started in real estate investing, and I know that there's a lot to it, and I've got things that I need to do, places that I need to go, paperwork that I should be familiar with. What would you say to that person who's first getting started? What are like the top 5 things that they need to do to make sure that they have an organizational plan in place so that, yeah, like you said, I love the phrase, so that you're not overwhelmed by your success, because I know exactly what that feels like. Well, what would you say are the top 5 things they need to do to prepare themselves so that, they don't have that happen?
Top 5 things, a really good question. I would say the number one thing on my mind is I love this book. It's called The E Method by Michael Gerber. It's a book about building your system. If anything, go ahead and read that book. For any type of entrepreneur, I don't care what industry you're in, read that book. It will put together the framework that you need to put your business in together. It's going to give you the framework. Next is identify, as a real estate investor, find out what are the key areas of your business that you need to be responsible for. And it's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be market analysis. It's going to be property inspections. It's going to be tenant management. I mean, there's some key factors there in your business that you need to understand. And the best way to do so is by reading books on real estate. There are great books out there. Or listening to Meet with Jay and do the consulting with Jay. I mean, there's some great sources out there of information about what you need to do. And 3, do it. Write it down. Have your plan in place. Get the checklist and put a system together for you in place for yourself, and know exactly what are the steps that are required to make the deal happen. And work those steps one by one at a time. And as you're working the steps, you're going to realize soon enough that you're going to need a team, and you're going to start putting that team together. So 4 would be really, once you understand what the steps are, you can really start understanding who are the players that need to be part of your team. So 4 is really start putting your team together. You need a broker, a real estate broker. You need a mortgage broker. You need an insurance guy. You need, the list goes on and on. It could be additional investors. And 5 is take action. Just take action and just do it.
Awesome. Makes sense. Keep it simple. I like it. So I'm assuming that inside of your software, you have this ability to help. I'm going to call it, say, that average investor be above average. Could you give us a little understanding, a little bit about how, how it would work with, some of the information that you just shared?
Yes. So that's a good question. What we do have some products, some productivity apps out there for any investor that can use it. Some inspection checklists, moving checklists. We have some of these out of the can software. But what we really want to do, what we really specialize in, is by working with individual businesses and entrepreneurs, and really meeting with them and doing a consulting session with them and understanding what are the challenges that they're facing in their business, what it is that they're trying to do in their business, and we work to customize an app specifically for them to help them manage their team and to grow their business more successfully. Most likely, the typical investor that would be interested in this has a business in place already, is actually out there, has his systems in place, has the paperwork, but they really want to take it to the next level. They want to be able to be mobile, to be able to do what they do anywhere they want to do it. And those are the folks that we sit with and we help create custom applications for. And of course, for anybody else out there that has the next awesome app idea, like the next Twitter, we'll talk to you as well, and we'll help you develop that, and we will let's all make a lot of money at it. But yes, we will. We talk to lots of people out there have great ideas, and they're just not exactly sure what steps they need to take to put their app together, and we help with that as well.
Got it. That makes sense. And remember, one of the things that you must always remember is that the cell phone, money, resources, they're all tools, and tools should increase your productivity. So just because it's an app on a phone, don't start playing on Facebook. Although if you learn, I guess Facebook could become a productivity tool as well. But let me ask you this, Marc. What are some of the if you had a chance to, talk to the person who's first looking at becoming a real estate investor or getting down this path, you having had some experience, what are some of the things that you would give them as just as advice when it comes to, their real estate investing and how organization either helped you or how organization or being organized or not being organized hurt you? Either something you've seen from yourself or something you've seen maybe one of your clients or someone else do.
Yes. Organization has been a key component of my real estate investing, and poor organization has actually gotten me into big time trouble. And an example of that would be that, for example, missing the payment due date for my annual taxes, and on a $1.2 million building in Southern California.
Whoops.
And the percentage of that was not fun to send the California tax committee people a big check for several $100s. That was a mistake that could have been avoided had I had a good organization plan in place, and I did not at the time. And so that's just one example of something that inexperienced investors or entrepreneurs, make. These are simple, very easy to make mistakes, but they're very easy to avoid mistakes as well. And a simple calendar probably would have helped me. A simple to-do list on my wall of what my property, important dates of my property probably would have helped me and not miss that deadline. So for any entrepreneur that's really wants to grow their business, it's important that they figure out a way to organize. An organization tool is going to allow them to organize their business. I don't care if it's an app or a spreadsheet or a calendar or day-to-day planner. you're going to have a way to keep track of all the information. It's only when you have a way to keep track of that information that you can actually give yourself peace of mind again. So no matter what the situation is, you fall into a situation where, a big important task is missed. As long as you have the next steps, you can resolve it rather quickly. If you don't know what the next steps are, you can find yourself into deeper trouble, which is going to cost you more money and more time. And these are things that we're trying to avoid by having effective organization. You want to save time and you want to save money, and you want to get control back of your life. You want to have peace of mind. You want to spend that time with people you care about, not on trying to manage, things that are very easily manageable. That had you not missed a due date, you would have been just fine. You could have saved that extra $700 on tax bill and take your family out to a nice weekend at Disneyland.
Very nice. Yes, indeed. Excellent. If you've just now joined us, we're near the end. We've been talking with Mr. Marc Paul, owner of NextGen Mobile. It's nextgenmob.com. Definitely want you to go over there and check out his website. He's got a couple of items there for you to take part of. One of the ones that I find the most intriguing, could you imagine someone actually taking the time to give you 100 different tips or over 100 different tips on how to be organized so that you can go out there and take down more real estate and be more effective? Well, that's definitely one of the complimentary things that you're going to be able to get from Marc. Marc, what are some of the others that you seem to have available right now that the listeners can go take advantage of?
Yeah, absolutely, Jay. The time management strategies form that you just referred to, they will get that. Also, I have a great property buying checklist. So for you, first-time investor or seasoned investor, why not have another good checklist to have with you and make sure you don't make any mistakes next time you buy your next property. And also, if you're one of the first 20 people that contacts me, I'll make sure to give you a free copy of our moving checklist app. It's an app that you may want to use the next time you move into your bigger space, or maybe give it to your tenants that are coming or going. So it's a great app to have. But more importantly is that I will be willing to. We're going to make some time for Jay, for your listeners. I will spend an hour of consultation with them and really try to understand what is the issues that they're facing in their business, and come up with some strategies to help them be more effectively using mobile technology. And that's a free consultation, and we'll spend time and we'll evaluate their ideas, their thoughts, and we'll see if we can help them.
Excellent. That sounds like a good use of time. So that's very, very good. And again, what could you say the website one more time just to make sure that we get that right, or is there any other way that you want us to contact you?
Yes, the company is Next Generation Mobile, but really you find us on the web as NextGen Mob, NextGenMob.com, NextGenMob.com.
Excellent. Well, that's going to be it for this particular episode. One of the things that I want you to remember, guys, is that you can do more when you actually know what you're doing. But more importantly, when you have the ability to delegate. Delegation only comes through organization. And with the ability to delegate, you can get a lot more done, have a lot more impact, provide a lot more clean, safe, affordable housing to more individuals faster, and most importantly, begin to change many, many lives. Hopefully you've enjoyed us for this short period of time. And again, I will see you guys soon. Until next time.
Thank you for investing your time with Jay Massey and the Cashflow Diary. When you have a moment, please visit iTunes and leave a positive comment about the show. And go now to our website, cashflowdiary.com, to take advantage of our free business building course, Cashflow Foundation. Gain the knowledge, understanding, and skill that will teach you how to never need a job again. Until next time.